So the next thing we're going to do is Christmas again. So this is going to sit on something that is not this, but I'm only using this as a holder for this because this has a little nub here. It's going to go in, this is a converter. I'll show you later what I'm using. I'm going to surprise you. Gotta have, it's a show. I have to have a reveal. Okay, so this is just actually a small loamy that I sprayed gold, and we put one of those pedestals that you glue on here that could go on pedestals, an adapter. And that's how we do arrangements for like candelabras or stands for weddings, because you're not going to be able to deliver 30 candelabras, right? So we have to have the flowers in something like this, but it has to sit in like a pedestal of some sort. So this is a system where they have these, you glue on here, and you can spray it whatever color. I sprayed mine gold. And I just greened in with hydrangea and variegated potassium to save time. Because like the cooking shows, you ladies don't want to watch me peel potatoes the whole time. So you guys know how to do this, right? We're just covering the foam. And there's a third of a piece of full-size foam in here, so it's not a lot of foam, not a lot of space. So I'm going to mix silks with real flowers in this arrangement. I love these frosted red berries. I thought they were really beautiful. And so I bought 5 of these, I think. And we're going to use this to set the big lines in here.
From the Hobby Lobby.
They're from the Hobby Lobby, I know. Don't want to endorse them too much. They're not a sponsor. But it really is a really fun place for, design. It's, yeah.
If you don't get overwhelmed, none of us.
Yeah, I could spend forever there. I'm going to put a sprig in the middle.
And did you pre-bend that?
I sort of pre-bent that. I mean, it just kind of goes that way, because it's such a long, heavy stem. The hardest part of using silks for me is cutting them short. The wire and the plastic is so hard. I actually found that working it back and forth, they have like little segments. That actually works better than like a wire clipper. I have really heavy duty wire clippers and they can't even get through sometimes. That's the hardest part of working with silks, I think. Come on. They're kind of heavy, so I want to put these in first. So the difficult part of this arrangement is you actually have a very small mechanic, but you're trying to get a really big arrangement on there. So you want to work with flowers that are not really heavy, but have a big show, right? I can't do the kale in this one. It'll break up the foam. So the silks are nice because they don't take much real estate in your foam, right? Okay. Okay. And I just want to use these Phalaenopsis orchids. They're real. So I bought a bunch of Phalaenopsis orchid from the market, and we're just going to put this in here because I wanted something really, really spectacular that cascades.
That is a wonderful flower combination right there.
Right, for Christmas,
It's gonna
right?
last for at least 3 weeks.
Yes, because you've got the silks, and then, well, the hydrangeas might not, but you
They'll
could use,
dry right in their own place.
instead of white hydrangeas, you can use Christmas greens or faux, something faux, right? So mix the fake with the real.
And the orchids will last.
Because
forever.
there are no berries that look like this.
No.
They're berries right now, and they're all fall berries, and they're just, you're not going to get them to cascade like this.
And the orchids are perfect.
And the orchid is just really spectacular. I mean, they're expensive, but hey, you guys are paying me, right?
Oh, it's IOU this time.
I try to pretty much spend everything you guys give me on all the beautiful materials and props.
Of course,
Yes.
you're very generous.
Well, no, I want it to be fun, and I want whoever to get it be inspired. Whoever wins the raffle to be inspired and do things with it. You don't want me to show you 6 little centerpieces. So there are different vendors at the San Francisco Flower Market. There's two right now. One is Grace Nursery. They grow the orchids, and then I think when they're bloom to the tip and nobody wants to buy them as a plant, they cut them and sell them. And there's another one now, Rafa. Rafa. Do you remember? Do you know him? He was the young guy, and then now he's like the boss, right? Because I've been going. Well, no, I mean he started his business. He was just one of the guys who worked there. Because I've been going to the flower market since 1994, so like,
Yeah, Janine took us on a tour.
Yeah, I'm going to take my neighbors. We have like an unofficial garden club in my neighborhood where we get together once a month and we find like a garden thing to do. Like we'll drive to Berkeley Horticulture, or we went to Annie's Annuals in Richmond. Is that what you ladies do here too?
Yeah, every day.
Every day, and then we go to lunch.
We have something going on all the time.
And then we go to lunch. So I have to come up with something for our next outing. So I said, well, if you ladies don't mind getting up a little earlier, we can go to the San Francisco Flower Market.
Are you clipping the buds off?
They're not the buds. See, they're like kind of floppy looking. The orchids are difficult. You don't want them in the fridge. It's too cold. So you just want them like cool, like garage temperature or something like that. So this is actually a really easy arrangement once again, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It's hard getting this last one in because there's so much stuff in the foam already. There we go. Then we have some white roses. This is a beautiful white rose called Playa Blanca. I think this is the most popular white rose right now.
Do you ever try to take these roses and root them in the winter and see if you can grow them on their own roots?
I tried with one because sometimes you'll get them. You can see that they could root because you see like new growth where you take off the leaves. But I have not successfully grown it. And I thought, a lot of these, they're all probably greenhouse grown. These are all Ecuadorians, right? So I don't know. I want to try that. But who knows how they do,
Usually they're strong. California can do on root roses. They only graft them because they do a nationwide distribution. And
that's good to know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you figure out a way to, I've had luck sometimes.
Blowing on them.
And you have to do it like in December.
So you can see the quartered centers. And now I only buy own root roses when I do buy, can't say only, but I try to buy own root roses.
What's
They're
the
hard
word
to
you're
find.
saying?
Huh?
I don't understand the word you're saying. Own root.
Own root. So they're not grafted. So roses are,
W-N. Okay.
yeah, because, they're just selecting them for form, color, lasting quality, scent. They're not worried about how vigorous that rose is, so they'll root it onto a very vigorous rose stock.
They graft it.
They graft it. But it's terrible because 5 years in, you've got this ugly magenta rose coming out, and you can't get rid of that rootstock.
So vintage gardens, I don't think they exist at all anymore. But they did everything on root.
Yeah, there is one, heirloom roses. Heirloom roses. I've bought from them. When you buy the rose, they're so much smaller than the bare root. They come like a little thing like this. You're like, oh, this is $38. But when you plant them, they take off. They really do. Yeah. Now, I grow a lot of David Austins in my garden. And I think a lot of it is grafted, right? Most of it is, not all of it. Some more vigorous varieties are not. Because I have some roses that are like 20 years old. And if the rootstock hasn't shown up by now, they're probably own root.
No, some grafts are good.
Really?
I bought a whole bunch years and years ago from Home Depot for $1.99 when you could get them for $1.99.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that shows how old I am. But they still haven't sprouted any suckers.
That's great. Yeah, I hate the rootstock roses coming through because you can't even get rid of it.
Yeah.
You just have
And
to cut it,
falls-
cut it,
they
cut
start
it.
rooting out further and further
Yes.
away from the rose. Yeah.
And when I drive around, I see people with these big bushes of the rootstock rose. They probably think it's a rose. I'm like, oh
It is
no.
a rose.
I
It's
know.
just not the rose they bought.
Yeah, it's always like a dark red magenta, like single petaled. Ugh.
Because the rootstock is a different rose and it's more vigorous than the rose.
There we
that's
go.
on top of it. And they do that because the rootstock lives in the winter in colder areas. So that plant is very vigorous and strong. And if there's any growth eye on it, which
All right.
oh,
See?
tell me you got that at Hobby Lobby.
No. But that's why we did this. And we're going to put this, I got it. Oh, you want to hold the bottom for me because it's kind of sucked on there. See, I never cheap out on you ladies. This is a candelabra arrangement.
I was not expecting that.
Okay. So these are what we use for candles. You can't get a taper on here, obviously, right? And you can't have any heat. So these are little votive cups that have the little taper adapter. And then we're going to do LEDs. In here. And they'll be better when it's darker room.
Boy, you just make the magic happen.
Those are, where did you get them? Because I found mine at garage sales years ago, but where are they now?
Oh, this one is not working, sorry. I have like 35 of these. So I'm going to let you have one.
No, I still have mine.
Yeah.
I used to use them on candlesticks and then I would take.
Oh, you mean these?
Yes.
Oh, this I bought, oh my God, maybe 15 years ago at Shibata, which is no longer around. They had these. They were like, I don't know, like $5 each. So I bought like several cases of them because we do a lot of these for weddings. And so you need 4 times whatever number of candelabras. So I have tons of these.
Oh, and then you just reuse them.
You just reuse them. So definitely don't ever use a real votive candle in here. First of all, it's a fire hazard, and good luck scraping the wax out of this. So what we used to do before the LEDs is we put water in here and do a floating candle. Or we'll just do the tea lights with a clear cup. But those don't last long enough for an event. So I'm always looking for the larger tea lights with the clear cup that last like 6 to 8 hours. But they're hard to find because usually the tea lights last like 4 hours, right? Yeah. So this one, I don't know, the battery's not working, but. So that's how you do a candelabra arrangement. So this is a lantern, right? So I usually do the arrangements inside. Today I'm going to do a cascade on the outside. We're going to try to do an arrangement this little tiny 2.5 inch. This is an Oasis cage foam. These are really great. We have 2 sizes here. This is 3 inch, this is 2 inch. And they're wonderful for all sorts of applications. So I'm going to wire this. It's not going to be super heavy, so I'm just going to go through one of these little cage, whatever you call it, little plastic pieces. I have to see where the door is so I don't block the door. Let's see, here's the door. That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna wire it. You know what, it's too short. There's so many of these great lanterns. You know what I saw on Pinterest? I'm going to try this. These miniature greenhouse things. You buy like a terrarium looking thing, and then they have these little tiny ferns and moss and the fairy lights and all sorts of cute things.
And then what are you going to do with it?
I don't
I
know.
love miniatures, so
Me
I'm
too.
asking you.
Just look at it and spark joy.
My house.
Spark joy, right? Yeah. I actually have a orchid terrarium on my kitchen island. It's really spectacular. It's like this tall. It's like the $100 terrarium. Okay, so this is the side.
Artificial light in it?
No, I have orchids in it. Just the little mini orchids from Trader Joe's. So, you know, they're like $10, right?
Right, but then, then you just switch them out.
You could put the lights in, but you know what? I just don't have, like, every day I'm not going to go and turn on and off the fairy lights.
No, I'm saying though, you switch the plants out.
I switch the plants
You
out.
don't grow them in there per se.
No. I just buy them, you know, when they look bad.
Well, that's the nice thing.
Because I saw them at Anthropology. They're like, I know, $600 for a terrarium, right? I'm like, hey, I could do that. Okay. So I just wired this low-cage foam in this corner here. And we're just going to do a little cascade, okay? So we're back to fall. So this is sort of fall. Look at those beautiful colors. So I just love this color. This is a rose called Rockstar. It's like the color of, like, I don't know, like a Mexican papaya, the inside. It's salmon with a little bit of orange and pink. And I thought this is really beautiful. So I have some of that pretty Nandina berries. And some rose gold, I don't know what they call it, picks or, you know, sprigs of rose gold, and some of that pretty maple.
Oh, the rose gold goes nice.
Doesn't it? Because it has that little bit of hint of pink in it, so the pink, it picks up the pink. I told you I was a color savant. Okay, so we're going to do this on the diagonal. So we're going to do a kind of a S curve. So I'll turn around to show you. I'm just setting the line. You see how even this little tiny mechanic, you can get a pretty big arrangement in here. We're going to do the berries next.
And I thought you were going to put it inside.
I was going to too. I've done a lot of arrangements inside lanterns, but they always look like they're like squished in. It has to be so small or else they don't work. So I said we'll do something
What miniature are you
different.
putting inside the lantern?
Well, it's a surprise. We're not doing a miniature in there. But no, I was looking on Pinterest, and they had all these cute miniature terrariums. And there's actually a vendor at San Francisco Flower Market, Schubert's Nursery, that has little tiny ferns, like maidenhair ferns and little ferns, to make terrariums. And the pots are like this big.
Oh, and they're real.
And they're real. Yeah, they're real. See how pretty the colors are?
Have you seen the Lego stuff? I just bought the kit with the.
I saw it on the chair out there.
Yeah, I brought that for the Toys for Tots, but I bought myself one too, and I'm inviting a friend over to see if we can do it.
I saw it at Barnes and Noble. I saw. That's so
I
cool.
see. So Costco only had the cactus one.
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Uh-oh.
But I've never been able to do Legos, so I'm a little worried.
Oh, I did them. My son was into them, so we bought him the Parisian restaurant, the pet shop, like all the fancy ones. But he didn't do them. I ended up doing them for him.
I think you need to come visit me and help me. You need help.
Catherine, Kristen has this wonderful European style yard with a pool and a pool house, and every
Nice.
June we have our board meeting, end of the year potluck. So this past June, the committee arrived there, and we set up all the tables and the chairs, and Kristen said, here's a bunch of clippers, and these are the beautiful vases from a balsamic vinegar that she likes, that she had taken the label off, and they were from Italy, and they were absolutely gorgeous. So she told us to go take the clippers and clip any flowers from her garden.
Wow.
And we made 12
It was fun.
very large bud
had a good
vases,
time.
and they were beautiful.
Well, I should invite my neighbors to do that, like Mother's Day. We could do like a Mother's Day tea, because that's when the roses are really great. Now, I think we're going to have, an El Nino year this year. So if we're going to have a lot of rain, my roses this year were insane because of the
Yes.
rain, right?
Mine are still blooming.
Yeah,
The garden was insane this year.
that's right. And it wasn't that hot here, right?
No,
We had a wonderful summer, too.
and it lasted until now. It's nothing like water.
Where are my spray roses?
I had a plant that I thought was dead.
I thought I brought some little peach spray roses. Oh, well. Well, this is just for a show. It's not going to stay moist for long. But if you wanted to, you could take it off and set it in a shallow dish of water. You know, like if you do it for, an event and then you want to keep it. But it's not going to stay moist for long. Yeah. This is what we used to use for cake toppers. The wedding cake toppers. You just make it, and then you can put like a little piece of foil on the bottom so that it doesn't sit directly on the cake. Yeah.
And that you buy too on Amazon, or?
This I buy from the flower market, but you could buy this on Amazon. They come 12 in a pack, at least at the flower market.
I'm impressed with your organizational abilities. Very impressive.
No, I have to work this all out ahead of time because I can't do it in front of you, like figuring it all out. So it has to be all figured out ahead of time. So as I figure each arrangement out, I place all the ingredients and all the parts into one area or like a big box, and then it's done. And especially this time, because I'm like, I'm going to be out till midnight. So next day everything has to be totally organized, ready to go.
Well, your husband was out with you, right?
Yes.
And he came and supported you. That's really sweet of him.
Yeah.
He's taking a nap now, Catherine.
Is he really? Oh, it's so hard
Are
to put
those
these
spray
in.
roses that you're putting
They
in?
are. I'm going to show you this beautiful little peach spray rose. It's a garden spray. They almost look like little miniature Juliet roses.
They do.
So pretty, right? Flower market is so fun, but it's getting smaller. Like a lot of the vendors are either out of business or maybe they don't want to move. It's smaller. The whole industry sort of changed with COVID, I feel.
Everything's changing.
I have a recurring nightmare. You know how you have nightmares about forgetting that you had a final or something like that? I have a nightmare that I go to the flower market and it's all dark and I have a wedding and they're gone.
You can't find your way home.
No, then I'm like running around thinking, can I do a wedding from Trader Joe's?
I've heard people have done stuff like that, though, or go to Costco and just get stuff.
You know, you can order on Costco.com like large quantities of flowers, like hydrangeas. They even do weddings.
They do.
Yeah, they do. So the challenge with these is like you have a little tiny mechanic, but you still have to cover all the foam, right? So I'm just making sure everything's covered. Yeah, Costco flowers. I did my business video on my YouTube. Oh, I haven't released it. About one of the reasons why I did not become a retail store florist is because flowers have become such a commodity. There's just really no money in it. Because part of my education at City College of San Francisco, we had to work at a flower shop as part of the program. So I worked at a downtown financial district flower shop, and I just don't see how they made any money. And this is like almost 30 years ago, like 8 years ago, I worked there, and now it's even worse, I think. Because our prices that we pay at the flower market are generally higher than retail at Costco and Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different quality and selection, of course.
And they last a
They-
lot longer.
Right, it's different, but still, I mean, think about who your clients are, right? Are they going to know the difference? And we took a video of, we were at Mayesh, which used to be Brannan Street. Now it's this Mayesh Wholesale. They had these not even that interesting little wreaths. They were this big, of like oak leaves, pomegranates, and rose hips. Kind of cute.
$30.
$52.50.
Yeah.
So if you had a shop, can you mark that up to 110? I mean, who would buy that?
People pay for it, trust me. They
Really?
do.
$52.50. I wouldn't buy it wholesale.
I know.
I'll make it. Okay. Sorry, this is boring because I've been having this turn around. So this is what it looks like. And for the inside, I'm going to put something in here.
Uh-oh, here comes the little magic.
It's not that great. It's not like a miniature thing or anything like that. Okay. Here's my cylinder. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to show you that this truly is submersible. I'm going to put these fairy lights in there.
Oh,
So I have a cylinder vase. I was just going to buy like a pillar candle. I'm like, oh, it's so boring. And I don't know if you would light it, right? Because it's too hot in there. It might like destroy your lantern or something, or melt the glue that's in there. So look, see? They truly are submersible. And I'm going to put a couple of sprigs of this in here. It's so pretty in the water, magnified. Almost like coral or something, right? And then I'm going to top it with a floating candle that you don't have to light. Oops. But that at least keeps everything from floating up. And then I just put some fall foliage in here. And that's my little cascading. Oh, we have one more. What I have here are 3 of these, 1 large one and 2 little ones. I greened it in with an assortment of Christmas greens and ferns for that woodland look. And we're going to put it on this birch branch. And I thought, well, I wanted to do it a woodland themed Christmas, right? So I greened in with some faux fern, real fern, assorted fern, these wonderful green ball things that looks like moss, and some evergreen like Christmas tree stuff. And
Are the green ball Hobby Lobby, or did you get them at the flower market?
those are fresh.
So they're a dianthus.
Dianthus, yes. So this is in the carnation family, dianthus. It's called green ball, the common name. Yeah, just buy them, right?
No, I get it, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's fine. You can't even find them easily without paying a lot of money for the plants.
Yeah, where would you buy that, right?
I forget where I got it, but it was one of those mail order places.
Yeah, I bought some Italian ruscus at one of those mail order. It was like $50 for a plant. I have it planted in a really shady part of my garden, and they're growing, but very slowly, because you can't root ruscus, because it's in the lily family, so they're like a bulb. So I'm just going to wire it on here. Whoever gets this, it's going to be hard to take home. But
could you glue that on if you wanted to?
you know, I normally would, but this peels off. So I put glue on and it peels off. I put a glue on, it doesn't secure it. Yeah. Otherwise, definitely use glue dots or floral glue. Glue dots are great. The ones you buy at the market, the really super sticky ones. So I'm just going to wire this so that it's secure. But that's not going to last you forever. I just want you to have this really great prop so that you can do this at home. Okay, I'm going to do one here. I'll try to go fast, but this is a very involved one.
You did a lot of the work already.
I know. That's why I figure I better green this in, or it's going to take an hour to do this. I'm just going to.
If you put your lights in water, how do you turn them on?
Well, you have to go in and get them. The battery actually lasts really long, something like 10 hours, right? Something like that. So it's not like a 4-hour thing. So it'll last through an event easily. Because I've done them for weddings. Next day I go pick up my stuff. The lights are all still on. Yeah. Oh, so hard to thread this through. Oh, come on. Then you have to like try to go through the logs.
That would probably last a long time.
I don't know.
Easily miss that.
You know, you could easily, yeah, you can,
Oh, well,
but
you're gonna add roses, I'm sure.
I'm going to add some like flowers, but you know, you can do this without a lot of flowers, right? You could do this mostly with greenery and maybe some nice silks if you want it to last. I find that with silk flowers, the color is everything. If the color is not off, then it's pretty good. All right, so we've got this wired on here. This is the green ball. So since we're going to do a woodland style arrangement, I'm just going to go with white flowers that look sort of woodland, you know. We have the Star of Bethlehem, Veronica, Scabiosa. The Scabiosa I bought, they didn't bloom in time, so I don't have a lot of it. Beautiful ranunculus. So just like very small little white flowers. This pretty little white clover is so cute. Okay. And we have cones, pre-wired little cones you can buy at craft stores. And look at these little mushrooms. Aren't they cute? So I'm going to add the mushrooms in. These mushrooms keep breaking. So the mushrooms just come in a little bag. They're just mushrooms. So I just impale them onto a wooden stake. Kind of like the mushrooms kind of sticking out of this mossy ball, so it looks like it's growing out of the ground. It's hard to do backwards. Okay, we're going to put a little ranunculus here. Oh. The stems of the ranunculus are kind of hollow, so they're hard to add in. Okay, good enough. The little white Veronica. Add a little cone here. It's just a ranunculus bud. I just want it to look kind of natural, right? Oh, no, little pod, and they could be a little different. The reason I added in some of this faux mossy fern is I glued some of these along the log, so that kind of continues that. And it looks so realistic. I figured they're not too bad. I'll add a stem of this Star of Bethlehem. Love these. They last forever.
They're normally in orange. It's nice to see it in light.
Yeah. Little cones there.
longer than the back seat of a car. So which one will?
No, it's not. It's not. It's like about what, 3 feet? It'll fit in the back seat. Somebody's really confident about their raffle ticket.
Yeah.
Okay, here's some more ranunculus. So I just wanted to be, I don't know, woodland-ish, right? Not a lot of flowers on this. You might not even need to do roses in this one.
Can that be viewed on for both sides? Like, can you put it on your dining table, or is
You
it just
can.
front side?
You can. You could just adjust it. I'm doing it like one-sided, but you definitely can. Just kind of move things around, you know. But yeah, I was thinking this would be great for a centerpiece too. If you have a long table and you have the space, you could do whatever you want on here. But I thought this would be fun for the mantle, if you have a deep enough mantle. But I think- So just use all these like fun little side buds and
Are all the ones you're putting in now real?
they're all real. Yeah.
What's the name of the white one that has points on it?
This one?
No, the other one.
Oh, this is Veronica.
Veronica.
Yeah, they come in purple, pink, blue, and this white.
They last.
Yeah, I'm growing that in the garden. I have the purple one because it's just really versatile. And it's so pretty with roses because it's got a totally different texture and it's like kind of spiky. I can't see what I'm doing. Is it okay? Looking okay? Okay. Trying to find a ranunculus that has like a nice hard stem. Let's
Do
hope-
you ever find that you have to put like a wire in it or something?
Yeah, but even then it's like hard to do. The head will fall off. Drives me crazy when you see these on like Pinterest as a boutonniere. I'm like, really? How? They're not going to work as a boutonniere. Ranunculus have been super popular for weddings. Okay. Can't see. So I'm trying to keep the flowers sort of upright, like they're growing. So I'm not going to do like lateral lines or anything like that.
Yeah, like a little miniature.
Right, a miniature garden type of thing. These cones are wonderful for covering foam. I don't know if I have any bald spots down here. There we go. If you can get your cones pre-wired like this, do, because it's so much easier to work with. Okay. Oh, I have one of these little crystal-y sprays. There's so many of these crystal-y things all at Hobby Lobby, so many interesting ones. And that's why I did the log. Because they're so cute. Don't you love these little owls? They have them in natural and the white. I have a white Persian cat and it looks just like this.
It's actually pretty wanted.
Oh, my cat's so old, she doesn't play with anything.
Oh, look how cute.
You're putting 3 together or just 2?
Just 2. See, one tall, one short, one tall, one short. And that is our little mantle piece.